Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy Paragon John coming back at you with yet again another YouTube video. Welcome to the channel. You could have clicked any video online, but you chose to click this one. So, guys, you read the title. I want to talk about these negative people. I want to talk about these demons that you're around in society. I want to talk about these narcissists, okay? What you'll come to find if you spend any amount of time around these types of people, these like negative energy, miserable, angry, hateful, trolly, kind of mocking people, these narcissists, right? That you oftentimes are forced to be around. One thing that you will notice about them is they always pretend and act and put this image up like they're this super nice person. Oh, they're so nice and they're so kind-hearted and they're so empathetic and loving and just they care about others so much. They could do no wrong ever. They're so nice, and it's like these are some of the most unnice people that exist. It's like a lot of times the most negative, angry, hateful, spiteful, jealous, insecure, malevolent, oftentimes people are people who wear a mask outwardly of niceness. Oh, they're just so nice. And what that is a cover up for who they really are, which is a mean, angry, hateful, spiteful person who is mad, doesn't like themselves, doesn't like to see other people happy, doesn't like to see light in other people, things like that, and just is kind of like a ball of negative energy when you're around the person. That's who they really are, but they don't want to show that to the world. So what they do is they hide behind this fake, false mask of niceness. They're so nice and all this kind of shit. It's like they act like they're super nice in like a big group and all this kind of stuff or whatever. They wear this mask, they wear this image like around everybody on a surface level that they're just such a nice person or whatever. They could never hurt a fly, whatever, all this kind of stuff. Poor old me, I'm just miserable old me, I'm nothing. But really, these are some of the most harmful people that you can be around because these types of people generally and oftentimes have negative intentions towards other people. They want to like destroy good people. They see somebody that's happy or they're happy with their life, they're confident, they're comfortable in their own skin, maybe they're good at their job, you know what I mean? They're very competent, very smart, very bright, has a bright future, whatever. They see these things in people and it bothers them because they don't have those things, right? They may not be that type of person. They're the exact opposite of that. They're just this angry, like loser type person, you know what I mean? Who's just mad at the world and mad at themselves and they didn't live up to their potential or whatever it is. They're just this ball of negative energy. Like I said, like they're this negative kind of demonic sort of entity, you know what I mean? They're always mocking, they're always like trolling, they always have this jester type energy, this, what do they call it, jester maxing or whatever. They always have this energy of like trying to hurt somebody else's feelings or trying to like low key make someone else feel bad about themselves or whatever it is, but they act so nice. So it's like that's how they hide in a group, you know what I mean? Is they act and pretend like they're just so nice on a surface level and stuff. Meanwhile, in reality, they've chosen one person to just bully or kick around or treat like crap, you know what I mean? But they hide behind this false mask of niceness or whatever. That way they can't get caught and all this sort of stuff. And if you try to like stand up to this individual or do the same thing back to them that they're doing to you, match their energy, try to stand up for yourself in some way against this individual, all of a sudden now you're the bad guy for standing up for yourself. You're just so angry and mad and oh, you're such a bad person and all this kind of stuff for trying to stand up for yourself. You know what I mean? For trying to point out what this person is doing to you, how these people are treating you. You're trying to point out these things or stand up for yourself in some way. You're the bad person now. You're the bad guy or the bad girl for standing up for yourself, for having a backbone. It's like for trying to put these people in their place, for trying to, put evil in its place. Ultimately, you're really doing the right thing, but because these people have bad intentions and they're evil and they're demons and all this kind of stuff, they're just shitty individuals. They're gonna flip the script on you and make you feel like you're bad and you're, oh no, that person's really bad, and like they'll get all these people on their side and like get in a big group and character assassinate you, even though you're the good person and they're actually the bad people. But bad people oftentimes work in big groups and things like that where they can hide their true selves, and somebody that they're threatened by for whatever reason, they can gang up against. You know what I mean? They call it gang stalking. If you guys are familiar with that term, that's something that happens in real life. That's something that happens with human beings. It's like one person that these people may be threatened by or hate for whatever reason. They don't even know why they hate you a lot of times or hate someone. It's because this person has a light to them in some way. They're confident. They have good physical characteristics. They're very talented, very smart in some way. Whatever, they have some kind of characteristic that these other people are jealous of that they don't have, and so they just want to bully this person in some way to try to feel better about themselves or to kick you down a peg or whatever. Um, and that's how they do it, is by pretending like they're just so nice, guys. One thing that you should know when it comes to like dealing with people, okay, whether it be at school, whether it be at work, whether it be like just in society, whatever. One thing you should know: a lot of people who act nice, you know what I mean, like, oh, they're just the nicest person in the world. They put on this mask, this external like image of like they are the nicest person in the world. These types of people that act like that and carry themselves like that are the most negative, hateful, evil, bad intentioned, malintentioned people, because they're hiding that. Okay, a lot of the people who are the most genuine, kind-hearted people that I've been around in life don't really have to act and pretend like they're super nice, bro. Like, oh my god, I'm so nice. I could never do anything wrong. I am perfect and everyone else is the bad guy and I'm always the good guy. I'm just, that's fake. That's a fake mask, and that's how they carry themselves because they have to, because they're trying to conceal their real intentions, guys. So be careful around people who you're around, who you notice always act like they are the nicest person ever and someone else is always the quote unquote bad person. Okay, they're never at fault. You know what I mean? Their point of view is the ultimate point of view, and that their morality is the best morality. Nobody else can have an opinion at all that what they think is right, and they are just so nice. They're just so nice. You know what I mean? This is the nicest person ever. These are the nicest group of people ever. They could never do anything wrong to anyone at all. That's the image they want to put on. But really, these are some of the worst people. You know what I mean? These are some of the worst people that treat people like crap the most and kick people around the most and bully people the most. And these people are bullies, guys. People that act super nice are bullies because they're not nice. They're not at all. You know what I mean? They're human just like the rest of us. And these are some of the worst humans, guys. These people that wear a mask of niceness and how oh, they're so nice. Like, what does nice even mean? First of all, nice is a mask. Every human being has the ability to be evil in some way and be rude to people and stuff. Nobody's like just the nicest, perfect person ever. No, that's not real. That doesn't exist. But these people are not real, guys. These people are fake and phony and manipulative and controlling and toxic. And some of the most toxic people, guys, put on a mask of they're so nice. You know what I mean? Because they can hide who they really are, which is a very spiteful, mean, rude, angry, underdeveloped oftentimes person who has bad intentions towards others in many ways and wants to destroy good people and stuff like that. So, but they can't just show that to the world. They can't really just show that to people, because then, people will see who they really are and they'll be found out and things like that. And another thing I'll say too is people who are genuinely nice, like genuinely kind-hearted, treat people with empathy, treat people well, don't have bad intentions towards others, just mind their own business and just do their thing, and they're just being themselves. they don't feel a need to act super nice all the time. Like, oh, aren't I so nice? I'm so nice, right? I'm just the nicest person ever. They don't feel the need to like act like they're nice. They just know who they are. They just are being them. All they have to do is be them. They don't have to be anything else other than that. They don't have to act and pretend nice or act and pretend to be nice. You know, they're totally fine just being them, right? That's why what I'm saying with these super negative people that have bad intentions that you're oftentimes around, that's why they have to do all that, you know what I mean? Because they're not really themselves. They're not really being themselves. They'll be anything else but themselves. Okay, the people that are genuinely nice people don't have to put on a suit of armor, fake mask of niceness. Something else you'll notice with these fake nice people is that there'll be an energy mismatch when you're around them. So yes, they're acting all nice and fake smiling at you and all this kind of stuff, and it's like kind of passive aggressive to it or whatever. Like they'll be doing all this quote unquote nice stuff on the outside, but the energy that you feel from the person is like malevolent. It's like evil. It's like sneaky. You know what I mean? It's like Pennywise the clown type shit, where it's like you can sense this person is like seething inside, and they really have, you know, negative, bad intentions towards you, but they're acting and on the outside like they like you and stuff, and you know everything they're saying is not some joke or some, you know, passive aggressive jab at you, even though it is. They're just acting super nice and smiling at you and stuff on the outside. That is a fake, manipulative, demonic human being right there. Okay, I'm telling you. Real people with real intentions don't act like that. They don't need to do stuff like that. They just are them. Okay, they're just cool being themselves. Like they don't have to do all that extra kind of shit because they don't have bad intentions towards others. They're just a real person, guys. So yeah, be aware of the energy mismatch when you're dealing with a group of people that are like this or a single individual that's like this. Be aware of trust your gut instinct of the energy that you feel with this person in the ether versus their external like facial expressions or their external however they're acting on the surface. So just be aware of that. Yeah, that's the video, guys. That is the video. Some of the worst people that I've been around in life, some of the most manipulative, conniving people that I've been around in life, that just have no kind of heart, no kind of soul, no kind of genuine kindness for their fellow, and want to destroy their fellow, and are threatened by good people and things like that. A lot of those types of people are these types of people that act and pretend on the surface like they're just so nice and so moral and so caring, and they wouldn't hurt a fly and all this kind of stuff. That is a bunch of crap. Do not believe that at all, guys. What you're experiencing is real and true, and I'm here to validate your experience, okay? If you're someone who's experienced people like that, who get in a group and gossip and try to destroy people and stuff, meanwhile they're acting all nice and shit, like they're just the best person ever, I'm here to validate your experience, guys. These people are out here today, and there's a lot of them, especially in places like your workplace and stuff like that. They are everywhere, and you really gotta be careful. I'm not saying you should like be this paranoid person and constantly worrying about this type of stuff, but just be aware, have it in your mind, and be aware that there are people like this in the world, and there are a lot of them, and just be able to spot them. You know what I mean? Be able to spot them, and maybe hold your trust back a little bit from people like that, and just protect yourself and understand who the real people around you are, understand who the fake people around you are, understand that there are people in life that genuinely do have bad intentions towards other people, okay? That does exist, and a lot of the time they act like they're super nice on the surface, okay? That's pretty much the video, guys. My name's John. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Did I leave anything out? Did I miss anything? What's your guys' experience been like with these types of people who act super nice and stuff like that? Also, feel free to browse the channel as well. I've got a lot of different videos on the channel, a lot of different topics, mostly self-help type of stuff, spiritual type of stuff, social dynamics, things like that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and have a good rest of your day.